Good morning. mm, mm. So it seems that overnight, some of us would consider Russell Brand a buddy, a friend, good actor. Well, maybe not a good actor, but he's unique, isn't it, in his ability? His use of language, he's funny as fuck. I mean, he's you wouldn't mind having hanging out and having a beer with the guy, or hanging, whatever, right? He's cute, good-looking guy. Russell Brand has been accused of, guess what, guys? Guess what? Mm-hmm. You know what? The same thing that got Danny Masterson, the curly-headed guy from that 70s show, 30 years in prison with no evidence, just the words of some people accusing him of something. I've had enough of this shit. I've had enough. If you ain't got a police report, if you don't have evidence, fuck you. Okay? I'm not believing all women. I'm not believing anyone. Show me the proof. You said something happened to you. Did you call the police? You didn't. Then you got nothing. Go away. Now, as you can probably imagine, none of these women who accused Russell Brand of doing bad things to them called the fucking police. Isn't that fucking convenient? Isn't it? Apparently one of them went to the hospital to get, whatever happens, but didn't call the police. Well. How are we supposed to put people in jail that do these things, these evil fucking things to women, if you don't call the fucking police? Just wondering about that. How does that happen? You want these men to go to jail because they're evil, they did bad things, and you don't call the police. How do you expect to get these people off the street and into jail if you don't call the authorities? Better Bachelor is a little bit pissed off. Let's go.
And a voice for print. I got movie night in just a couple of hours over on Locals. And if you're a supporter over there, we're watching a couple of movies tonight. So I've got to get through this quickly, but I definitely wanted to do this video today because this is new information that just dropped within the...
Yeah, like a few hours ago. This is all brand new. I was sleeping. I was in bed relaxing, having a dream. And, okay, now suddenly Russell Brand is the enemy of the people.
Last 12 hours or so.
Now, you have to ask yourself the question. Ask yourself seriously, what did this guy do and whom did he piss off? Who did he make mad? Because this shit just doesn't happen. Out of nowhere, 4 women. How's that? How does that work? Allegedly not at all involved with each other. They don't even know each other. 4 independent reports of Russell doing bad things to them, all of a sudden out of nowhere. Well, that's fucking convenient, isn't it?
And when you normally see somebody that's accused of the also me movement, many times you say to yourself, okay, I understand it's a touchy subject. We want to be supportive of everybody and everything that's happened.
No, I agree. People who perform activities like this, when they're convicted, they should go to jail for a very long time. I agree. Convicted with evidence, with proof. I do not believe words anymore. As Better Bachelor will get to, this is a nuclear weapon in the hands of, let's be honest, unstable human beings. emotionally unstable human beings, and we're going to let this go. We're going to do also two like we did a few years ago. No. Mm-mm. No. The first one came in, hit us like a brick. We didn't know, evidently, this was going on. Now we know what the fucking game is, don't we? I do not believe you. Show me the fucking proof. Okay?
And then when we find what the truth is, we'll come back around and visit it. They know, the media knows this is the third rail. It is a hot topic and it is touchy.
And if you ask any questions about it, you're obviously in support of such things. Well, you can call me whatever the fuck you want. I don't care. Show me the police report. Show me something, not just your word, from an emotionally retarded half of the species. No, I do not believe you. Sorry.
Well, what happens? Did the media just use AI to frame Russell Brand?
Mm-hmm.
I heard this story. I had it all squared up. I was ready to talk about it. And then I see this clip. It's an audio clip of one of the people that are accusing him of doing what they did to him. And I said, you know, I've been messing around with AI long enough to know this doesn't sound right. This sounds fishy.
Right.
We're going to jump right into it. I'm not going to preamble too much. So this morning, Russell Brand, he's gone from like maybe 1 million followers that were a couple hundred followers that were a fan of his comedy to
now he's up to 6.5 million. But of course, that pissed someone off, didn't it? Didn't it? Somebody up the food chain somewhere said, we got to get rid of this guy because he's saying things that we don't want him to say. So what's the easiest and best way to approach this? Have some chicks accuse him of stuff.
6.6 million subscribers because he's been spitting some truth about a lot of things. I'm not going to mention them all. There's tons of them.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And whatever he's been saying, and I enjoy his show, it made someone angry, didn't it?
And he's become very controversial. And all of a sudden, you know, he used to be the left darling. He used to be the left's darling. He was all about climate and he was about green energy and he was very tree huggery and crunchy. But he got disillusioned to the establishment.
Now, it doesn't take long to recall a few things from a couple of years ago. Senator Al Franken. Remember Al Franken? Saturday Night Live. He was doing things the establishment didn't like. So what did they do to him? They Me Too'd him, didn't they? Do you think, ladies and gentlemen, maybe the one lady that's in here once in a while, do you think this is not a coordinated effort? Do you think those in power didn't sign off on Al Franken getting Me Too'd? You goddamn well know they did. You know they did. And Al Franken had to resign from the Senate. Now, I dislike Al Franken's politics to the nth degree. The guy is a fucking lefty lunatic. But he was accused. And he's gone. That's all it takes. Well, not anymore. Not anymore. Someone signed off on getting rid of Russell Brand. Someone way the fuck up there at the World Economic Forum. Some Klaus, whatever the fuck his name is. Somebody signed off on this. They're trying to get rid of this guy. You've got to ask yourself, why? Is he saying things they don't like?
And he started saying, you know what? I'm going to call out the left. I'm going to call out the right. I'm calling out everybody. And he's become very, very
Yep.
What's a contentious to
Oh my God, he sat down with Jordan Peterson. Oh my God, he's a Nazi.
the powers that be. So this is the video he came out with this morning. I'm going to play through it.
Hello there, you Awakening Wonders. Now, this isn't the usual type of video we make on this channel where we critique, attack, and undermine the news in all its corruption, because in this story, I am the news. I've received...
Now, let's be honest. Russell Brand is a fucking communist. And even he can see through the bullshit. Sithinet Sith says Russell Brand's a WF pup. Well, maybe. But they're trying to get rid of him. They're doing the Me Too. They're trying to get rid of this man. And it's probably going to work, unfortunately.
Two extremely disturbing letters, or a letter and an email. One from a mainstream media TV company, one from a newspaper, listing a litany of extremely egregious and aggressive attacks, as well as some pretty stupid stuff, like my community festival should be stopped, that I shouldn't be able to attack mainstream media narratives on this channel. But amidst this litany of astonishing, rather baroque attacks are some very serious allegations that
Yes. Very serious allegations, Russell, with zero proof. Why are they doing this? You know, we all, oh, you're QAnon. Oh my God, hamster. You're drinking again at 5:30 in the morning. Why are they doing this to Russell Brand?
I absolutely refute. These allegations pertain to the time when I was working in the mainstream, when I was in the newspapers all the time, when I was in the movies. And as I've written about extensively in my books, I was very, very promiscuous. Now, during that time of promiscuity, the relationships I had were absolutely always consensual.
He was promiscuous because chicks are attracted to him. Because he's good looking. He's funny. He's charming. He's witty. Women want to be around men like this. Don't they? And then they get what they want, and they call it a crime.
Always transparent about that then, almost too transparent. And
I'm just going to pause it here for a second. We now know today, and I'm not going to go down this rabbit trail, but this is why we say, with the way women are today and the way that anything they do, if they regret it, it becomes revenge. They can always come back around and say you did something inappropriate or something.
No, not anymore. No. We've awakened. Men have awakened. Women have awakened to this bullshit. It's a nuclear fucking weapon in the hands of children. And they just dropped one on Russell Brand.
Didn't do. And this is why a lot of guys are ignoring and avoiding women, just for this reason, because they're afraid of what's going to happen 20 years down the road.
You think I'm you think I'm crazy for not getting in an elevator with a chick at work? No, thank you. I'll wait for the next one. You think I'm fucking crazy for doing that? No, I'm not crazy. Think about it. Oh, but you're paranoid. You're a fucking weirdo. Okay. You get in an elevator with a woman. There's no camera, just you and her in that elevator. She can walk out and go to HR and accuse you of anything she fucking wants to. And you're out of a job. You're done that day. Are you fucking kidding me? No.
And I'm being transparent about it now as well. And to see that transparency metastasized into something criminal that I absolutely deny makes me question, is there another agenda at play?
Well, I mean, obviously these women have all kinds of proof, don't they? No.
Particularly when we've seen coordinated media attacks before, like with Joe Rogan, when he dared to take a medicine that the mainstream media didn't approve of.
Might I bring up John Ghomeshi from Canada?
And we saw a spate of headlines from media outlets across the world using the same language.
I'm just breaking this up for a second because I have to, because
Okay.
of YouTube algorithms.
Right.
I'm actually going to talk about that Joe Rogan thing for like 15 seconds, just to,
Okay.
if you're not aware of it.
Aware that you guys have been saying in the comments for a while, watch out, Russell, they're coming for you, you're getting too close to the truth. Russell Brand did not kill himself. I know that a year ago there was a spate of articles. Russell Brand's a conspiracy theorist. Russell Brand's right wing. I'm aware of news media making phone calls, sending letters to people I know for ages and ages. It's been clear to me, or at least it feels to me, like there's a serious and concerted agenda to control these kind of spaces and these kind of voices. And I mean,
yes, Russell. Yes, and you didn't suck the dick of someone, because now the establishment, the higher ups, the people actually in charge of this shit want you to go away. Don't they?
my voice along with your voice. I don't mind them using my books and my stand-up to talk about my promiscuous consensual conduct in the past. What I seriously refute are these very, very serious criminal allegations. Also, it's worth mentioning that there are witnesses whose evidence directly contradicts the narratives that these two mainstream media outlets are trying to construct, apparently in what seems to me to be a coordinated attack.
It's not. It doesn't just seem that way, Russell. It is. Now you have evidence, directly, contradicting these women. Doesn't matter. We don't need no stinking evidence. You're going away, Russell. You pissed off the wrong people, didn't you?
Now, I don't want to get into this any further because of the serious nature of the allegations, but I feel like I'm being attacked, and plainly they are working very closely together.
You are being attacked, Russell. You are being attacked. And it's not fucking right. It's a goddamned lie. It's bullshit. We all know that. We all saw it with our own eyeballs a couple years ago with Brett Kavanaugh, didn't we? Now you're getting Kavanaugh, Russell. You should have swallowed, but you didn't. You stood up for yourself, and now this is the bullshit you have to put up with. And that's why we are here supporting you. We don't want to get you. We don't want you to get Danny Masterson 30 years in jail on a mere allegation.
Obviously going to look into this matter because it's very, very serious. In the meantime, I want you to stay close, stay awake, but more important than any of that, if you can, please stay free.
I mean, this guy is so sexy, I'd fuck the guy, and I'm not even gay. Seriously. Yeah, whatever. Go ahead.
I really like Russell. I disagree with him on a lot of his policies, actually, but I like the fact that he's calling out news media. He's calling out the, the governments. He's calling out pharma, all these other things.
Now, if I could just, one point of, one technicality here, Better Bachelor, your fucking compression is set a little bit too high or something weird with your microphone. I mean, mine, I got this headset because my other shit's over across the room, and I'm lazy. I don't want to bring it over, but I don't know. I think you got a new microphone. It's a nice mic though. Sure, SM7B or whatever the hell it is, but yeah, it's something.
Things, right? So this is the first thing I see this morning, and I'm like, man, what's going on? Okay, so let me put a pin in this for just 1 second, and then we'll get right to it. When it comes to these allegations and things like this, they wrote a big piece about it.
Of course,
and it's being shared all over Twitter. But a lot of the people that are sharing it are like, "Wait a minute, this doesn't sound like him."
Yes. A lot of missing, isn't it? Oh, Russell was a drugger. He drank a lot and did drugs and shit, and a lot of women wanted to fuck him, and so he fucked them. Didn't he? Hollywood movie star, comedian, good-looking guy, witty, charming. Like I said, I'm not even gay. I'd fuck the guy. Guy's a fuckable guy. So it's not really a surprise that a lot of women wanted to fuck the guy, is it?
Some things aren't adding up. And when it comes to the
tomorrow will be apologies. I know the audio kind of sucks right now, but long story short, I got to get another TV so I can fucking get the real studio over there. So it'll be coming soon. I just have to actually go do that. But thank you for noticing that the massive amounts of money I put into my microphones is paying off. This is not one of them. This is this is a Microsoft headphone thingy. Not
when
the
it comes
best.
to this generational war, 4th gen, 5th gen generational warfare,
Yep.
remember, we're not firing rounds of lead at each other.
Nope.
We're firing accusations. We're firing bad press. We're firing maybe you did something bad. And
What we have done is given nuclear weapons to retarded children. You've got to understand there can be no consequences in our current society for females. No matter what they do, they get a free fucking pass. You've got to understand the fundamentals. They cannot be held accountable for anything. And so you hand a fucking nuclear weapon to these same people in the form of Me Too. And we're fucking surprised, are we, that they use it? Because there's no consequence to using it either, is there? Sorry. Go ahead, Better Bachelor.
that's what's the weaponization of this is very popular right now.
Yep.
But interestingly enough, if it happens only in one direction, does the media decide to take it seriously?
Mm-hmm.
If it's in the other direction, they ignore it. And we're going to get through this real quick, but I want to kind of give you my thought train here as we go.
Yeah, let me give you my thought train immediately. Can we talk about that at all? Sure, if I could just remember what my fucking point was. That's what happens when you drink too early in the morning. You can't remember what you're saying. Go.
Remember when Tara Reid said Joe Biden did bad things to her? And it was
Yeah.
18, 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
What happened about it? Nothing. Couple of interviews, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And
I remember, yeah, the you know, the chick in Virginia, Democrat running for something, put spicy stuff on the internet with her husband. People found out about it. Oh my God. How could you tell? You can't bring that up. Oh my God. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's a one-way street, you know. If you happen to be a Republican or even a Democrat that doesn't agree with all the bullshit, you are taking your career, reputation, your life, literally, in some cases, into your hands. Russell Brand is not a conservative. Russell Brand is a flaming fucking communist. And even there, they want to get rid of this guy. Why?
As soon as Joe Biden was no longer the nomination for the Democrat Party, but he was going to be the Democratic person running for president, all these stories stopped. All these stories went away. They amplify on one side, and the media brings it down quiet on the other side. Because this happened, I don't know how many years ago, supposedly this happened, 1993 is what they say in the story, okay?
The Observer, the law is ass. Oh my God, it's ass. Oh, of course they do, Firo Ravage. Yes. They unleash the monster, and then they can't control the monster, and the monster takes care of them. It's obvious. It's really obvious.
Yeah, that's a long time ago. That's 30 years. But it was, don't talk about this stuff because
no.
The news media, we prop up the Democrats. We don't talk about this stuff. Joe Rogan, if you guys remember, the picture on the right here is the picture that CNN ran when Joe said he got the bug and he hadn't had the jab and he was taking, various medicines that rhyme with Jiver.
Chaos for you is here. Hello. Nedamir. Yeah. Okay. Well, you don't trust the high probability is controlled opposition. Oh, okay. You know, fair, you know, fair discussion to bring up. Certainly, yeah.
Rectin, because you know how
Yeah,
YouTube is. When
hey, excuse
he
me.
took that
I'll
medicine,
say it. Ivermectin, the horse tranquilizer, whatever shit. Joe Rogan decided to take that when he got the coof, and then looks like they altered his picture. Who'd have thunk that? It never happened.
and they said he took horse paste and all this other stuff, and they doctored the video to make him look sicker than he was, right? And then they ran a whole campaign about him saying the N-word, and then they ran a campaign about et cetera, trying to get him off Spotify and get him shut down. And Spotify did the right thing and said, no, we'll put a little warning label underneath about some of his videos, but we're not taking them down.
Now, some very good points being brought up in the chat. If you want to know what happens when communists eat their own, look at Joseph Stalin from 1919 to about 1956. Joseph Stalin was so fucking bad. Even the goddamn communists called him out for it in 1957. That's how horrible this person was. Thousands, millions of people were killed, murdered by this guy. It always happens the same goddamn way. It never changes. It's never different. Pol Pot, another example. Pol Pot was so fucking evil and demonic. Even the red Vietnamese came in to fucking take this guy out. Even the communists over in Vietnam next to Laos or Cambodia came in, fucking took this guy out, or tried to. That's how bad these people are. If the Vietnamese think you're too fucking harsh, or that's pretty bad. Go on.
Down. But here's proof positive that CNN doctored material to push a narrative.
Yeah, it was only a little red terror. Exactly, Mutiny on the Bounty. Just a little bit. It's nothing. You gotta break a few eggs to make an omelet. Don't they? Didn't they?
Here's CNN right here. This is from the Washington Examiner. CNN lied about Joe Rogan and the medicines. It regrets nothing. It never retracted. It never said it's sorry. It just did its thing. And then this happened just a week or two ago.
And I mean, can we actually talk about this shit now? I guess the stream is still up, huh? Yeah. All they talk about with respect to ivermectin and all of that, oh, there was these people in Arizona and they drank fish cleaner and they died. And? Well, that's because it's evil. It's Donald Trump. I'm like, Orange Man bad.
Or maybe a week ago, September 13th, they say, but a few days ago, maybe. Prosecutor in Danny Masterson trial, the Struggle Snuggle trial.
Yeah, Tomorrow V says Pol Pot was just enforcing equality or equity. Pol Pot. My God, people, if you want a fucking story about the depravity, how bad can human beings get? Pol Pot in Cambodia, the Khmer Rouge. You go look that story up. You will not fucking believe it. This guy was murdering people because they wore glasses. I'm not kidding. They were too intelligent. See, because what the commies want, and they accuse the Republican, those goddamn Christian nationalists, oh my God, they just you don't want those kids to know anything. When in fact they're projecting, aren't they? They don't want children to know anything because that's what they like. That's what the communists love. People who are fucking ignorant. Every goddamn country that Hitler invaded during World War II, the first fucking thing they did was murder all the people who were smart. The first fucking thing. I wonder why that would be. Any ideas there?
Says the actor thought he was going to get away with it. What was the proof in this case? What was the proof that
There's
they
no
gave this guy
fucking
20,
proof.
20 years
Nothing.
behind bars?
Zero.
Testimony. That's
Nothing.
it. No proof, no nothing. Testimony. Women.
Even Lauren Chen did a video on Danny Masterson. No, I mean, this guy might be the biggest fucking scumbag in the world. I don't know. But there was no proof. No evidence. Nothing. Just the word of a couple of chicks. When the guy was he was on the 70s show, he was a big fucking deal. Suddenly they regret it 30 years later. And now the man is spending 30 fucking years in jail. No proof required.
Said, right? Believe all women. Women said. And here it is 20 years later, or whatever it is later, and he's going to get probably 20 years. And the people that supported him, Ashton Kutcher, and
Mila Kunis,
his girlfriend there, I forget her name.
Mila Kunis.
Mila Kunis, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
When the trial went forward, the judge asked Ashton Kutcher, or maybe it was
both of those people, Ashton and Mila Kunis, they worked with this Masterson guy for what, 10 years or more on that 70s show. So you think they might have some grasp of his character? No.
Was the defense asked Ashton Kutcher and Mila to just write character letters of what was he like when you worked with him.
Yep.
And so both of them did. And because of the fact that they wrote a letter that showed any support of this guy at all, well, now Ashton Kutcher's had to resign from his nonprofit that was actually helping minors that were having bad things to him. He's been forced.
Nothing matters. Doesn't matter if Ashton Kutcher and his wife were doing wonderful things for kids who were, trafficked like that. Doesn't fucking matter. You think the fucking WEF cares about kids being trafficked? Are you out of your mind? No one cares about this shit. So Ashton Kutcher is doing a good thing, and Mila Kunis. No, they're supporting a guy who was accused of something with only words. So we got to get rid of them.
Forced to step down because they didn't support the establishment line, and so they attacked him and drove him out of his own nonprofit.
Yep.
And now here's the story that they come forward with.
Are we
Brand
surprised?
Accused of the struggle, having his way with a woman against her will.
Right.
And they say 4 women, including one who is just 16, makes allegations after an investigation by the Sunday Times, the Times, and Channel 4 dispatches. Now, there's one sentence in this story that when you hear it, you're going to go, wait a minute, something.
Yeah, better Bachelor rarely gets pissed off, but he gets pissed off here. This is pretty good. Go ahead.
Wrong with this.
Yep.
They say the comedian actor Russell Brand's been accused of all the bad things during a 7-year period at the height of his fame. 4 women have said he's done these things between 2006 and 2013 when he was a presenter for BBC 2 Radio and Channel 4 and then an actor in Hollywood films. Others have made a range of accusations about his controlling, harmful behavior. Brand denied the allegations and said his relationships have all been consensual. The findings come from a joint investigation by the Sunday Times and the Times and Channel 4 dispatches. One woman alleges Brand did bad things to her in Los Angeles home. She went to a center, was tested, and they say, according to medical records. Are there any police records? No, it was never.
No.
It was never brought to the police.
Never brought to the police. Never. So it's interesting because, this Russell Brand guy, this evil R-word person, this evil bastard from hell, wouldn't you, being someone who was a victim of this guy, wouldn't you want to see him go to jail? Wouldn't you want to get him in the system and get his ass in prison? No. Apparently not.
Text messages show that in the hours after leaving his house, she told Brand that she had been scared of him and felt taken advantage of. When girls say no, it means no. So you're going to tell me that she saved text messages from around a decade ago?
Yeah. I have all kinds of text messages from 2013. Okay. Yeah. Right. Right.
Now, I
right,
don't know about
right,
you, but if
Right.
I think back to a decade ago, those were flip phones. Most of
Mm-hmm.
them. Maybe the first Apple iPhone was out by.
I had an what is it? HTC. Do I have any text messages from 10 years ago or 12 years ago? No. What kind of, what would you even have to do? Honestly, and I'm asking as an engineer, I've got a phone right here. What do you have to do to save your text messages from 10 fucking years ago? Well, since they're not provided, I guess it doesn't really matter, does it?
Then you're going to tell me she saved
Edom Warlord, that's right. All hail the ginger assassin. Well, thank you, Edom. Good to see you. Willy Gergen is here. Also, Michelle Guevara from Paris, France. Dingleberry Pie is in the building.
these texts. Where are they? Print them.
No,
I want proof.
Nope.
No more of this he said, she said. Print them. Let's see it. Let's see the medical records. Scrub out her name.
Nope.
Let's see it.
Nope.
A second woman alleges that Brand took advantage of her when he was 31, she was 16, and still in school.
Sure.
She said a bunch of other things. A third woman claims he did the same thing. Fourth woman described same thing, right?
Right.
They all said, okay, here we go, guys.
Now we're
Listen
good.
to the sentence and
Here we
then
go.
turn on your WTF machines. They all said they felt ready to speak only after being approached by reporters. They all said they felt ready to speak only if they had been approached by reporters. So how are four women that have never come forward with these accusations, how are they now willing to come forward because they've been approached by reporters? How did those reporters know to approach those women?
Inquiring minds would like to know. That's a fair point. Better Bachelor. Why suddenly today? 4 women, 4, 5, 10, 20, 100. All of a sudden, yesterday, they all decided to come out and say Russell Brand did bad things to them. No police reports, nothing. Someone decided to take this guy out. That's what's going on, guys.
That doesn't make any sense. That makes 0 sense.
Right.
Several said they felt compelled to do so, given Brand's newfound prominence as an online wellness influencer with millions of followers on YouTube and other sites.
Russell Brand has been in the movies, on television. He's been a comedian. He's got a podcast. He's got a YouTube channel for fucking years. And suddenly today is the day. Really?
So now all of a sudden they feel, well, he's doing YouTube and he promotes wellness, so I need to come out and speak against him.
I mean, let's be honest. You know, if we have, let's be honest here. YouTube is a letdown for someone in Russell Brand's position. You know, big movie star, all over the place. YouTube is like the basement. And now suddenly, because YouTube, these chicks come out and make shit up. Got to wonder why. Why is that?
But they didn't need to speak against him when he was on BBC TV.
Nope.
And when he was in movies.
Nope.
And when he was doing stand-up, traveling all over the world. Only now that he happens to be speaking against the narrative and the mainstream machine.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. He speaks against the fucking weirdos trying to run the world. Oh, no. We got to get rid of this fucking asshole.
What a coincidence. Others have accused him of bad things. Most of the women who do not know each other have chosen to remain anonymous. That right there means end of story. We're done here. We're done here. I'm sorry. We're done.
Yeah, that's it. I'm anonymous. Well, then go fuck yourself. I don't care. Show me the police reports. Give us your name. Something. Aside from you bitching about some guy that you wanted to fuck at the time, and now you regret it. Right.
No more. I am a very kind, caring man. I do care when women have bad things happen to them and they say, you know something, I want this brought up to the light of day.
Right.
But now when you won't show your face, you won't share your name, you tell some rando story, it's from a long time ago, you have no police records, there's no proof of anything, we're done. We're just done.
It's over. Fuck you.
We're done with this.
Yeah.
And if you want me to feel bad with you or about your situation, you better come forward with who you are. Because otherwise, I'm not just going to feel bad in general for some vapor ghost. And the reason why they do these kind of stories is, yes, women do have bad things done to them. And yes, the men that do that should be brought to justice.
Yes.
But it's such a third rail. It's such a tender topic that they know that anybody that comes out and pushes back against the narrative they want to write will be called an uncaring man. Oh, you don't care about women. You don't care about women that have this done to them. You're evil. And so what it does is it makes people say, look, I mean, I care, but this is touchy. I don't really want to talk about this. And that's exactly what they want. They want the ability to slam anybody they want to, because you know what's going to happen next. YouTube is going to come in and say, you're off. We don't know if you did anything, but you're the wrong kind of person we want for this, for our media. You're gone from YouTube. Now, probably Rumble will still support him. But if he has a podcast on Apple or whatever, they'll say, no, you're gone. What about the comedy places that he goes and does his comedy? No,
it's over. It's over for Russell Brand. That's it. Hopefully he stashed enough money away because they came for him and they've got him. There's nothing this man can do now. It's over. He pissed off the wrong people and now his career is ended by nothing but vapor, as Better Bachelor said. Vapor. Some chick somewhere, we don't know who the fuck she is, accusing him of doing something. You know, I'm on the side of Better Bachelor here. Bullshit. No. We cannot allow this to happen. We cannot allow this to go on. If you don't have proof, if you don't have a fucking police report, fuck you. I don't care what fantastic story you made up in your head. If you got no proof, you got nothing, go away. But it's too late for that, isn't it? It's too late. We've given nuclear weapons to fucking retarded children.
You're third rail, you're gone. It's too touchy a subject. And just like that, without a name, without a face, without a police report, without a record, without anything, they've just destroyed a man's life. And I'm frankly done with this shit. I'm done with it. I feel so bad for women that have this happen to them, but when they do this shit, it makes all women in doubt now. They're doing the opposite. They're starting to make people like myself and everybody else out there, when they first hear an accusation, they say, oh, Jesus, man, this is awful. And then time after time after time, it's proven false, or there's no corroborating evidence, but the man is destroyed in the meantime. I'm sorry, that's too much power. And so now my default is, I don't believe you. Prove it. I'm sorry. Maybe I'm a horrible person now. I don't believe you. No. Prove it. And if you don't prove it, it didn't happen. That's where we are now. And maybe that makes me an asshole. And maybe that makes me evil, woman-hating, misogynist. Fuck it. I don't care. I'm done with this shit. I'm tired of horrible things being held as weapons against men when there's no proof anything's fucking happening. We're not doing this anymore. And I'm pissed and I'm fired up. And what really set me off over this shit is this voice recording, because my warning bells went off at 5,000% when I heard this. And I said, they're using technology and AI to fucking ruin this man. I've done videos on AI, and I said it won't be long until they use this to ruin a politician or ruin somebody or paint a narrative. I'm gonna mute myself just so there's no background noise on my microphone.
Yeah, he did get a little bit fired up there, didn't he? I should almost play that again. That was pretty good. Rarely do you hear The Joker getting all pissed off. But boy, that was fucking worthy there, man. That was good. Go ahead.
Echoes in this building. I want you to listen to something. I've been a YouTuber now for 4 years, and I can't tell you how hard it is to get a dead silent room. This little black blanket that's hanging behind me, I hung over the window to block it, but I have 6 or 8 blankets I've hung off walls. I've put the padded things all over everything. And if you have a real clean electrical signal with thick cables and sound deadening, you might get no noise, zero. Even you have to fuck with your gate ratings and all this other stuff. You might get zero noise when it's silent.
Yeah, it's hard to do though. I mean, you probably can't hear it, but I can hear myself echoing in this room because it's really hard to get a dead room. In other words, a completely quiet room, right? You know, even with the Elvis microphone over there, very directional. It's really hard to get a silent room because I can hear it. I'm here. I can hear the echo. So no, he's not wrong. He's not wrong.
But I want you to hear this voice recording. It is perfect. It is audiobook recording. Secondly, listen to the lack of zero emotion. AI can get the sound, the vocal pattern of people right. AI can get the cadence of people right. AI can't get the emotion in words right. I'm going to play this minute 30-second clip in full, and you tell me that this isn't AI.
Go on.
He pushed me up against the wall. I'm like, what are you doing? And he's like, I have a friend here, and I want you to come into the bedroom. I'm like, no, that's not happening. We're not doing that. And I tried to get away from him. I slipped away from the wall. I went to another wall that had a painting on it, a huge painting. My bag got actually stuck underneath that, and it's still on my arm. And at this point, he's grabbing at my underwear, pulling it to the side. I'm telling him to get off me, and he won't get off. And he has that glazed look in his eye again. I was very distraught, trying to get out of the house with him being so much taller than me, like holding me up against the wall.
Now, I don't want to interrupt here because, you know, I'm an asshole. What about noise canceling? Okay, Willy Gergen from Germany. Yeah, yes, you can do that. I mean, there are all sorts of tricks you can do, but it's really hard to get a dead room. And I can hear myself echoing right now. I'm sure my neighbors are like, what the fuck? Shut the fuck up, hamster. It's 5:30 in the morning, you bastard. But yeah, it's difficult. And that's why, and I'm not saying that this is AI or whatever, but whomever recorded this was in a dead room. They were in a room that has zero fucking echoes. You know, they got that foamy shit all over the wall. And I mean, you can do it. I mean, if you want to try it out, go into your closet, for example. You know, record something in your closet because there's a lot of absorbent material with your clothes. It's about as quiet as you can get, really, if you get into a closet. Go ahead.
Pushing himself in me. I couldn't move. He finally comes and gets off of me, and I push him away. He blocks the door. He's like, are you okay? I'm like, no, I'm not okay. Get away from me.
Now, there's also a noise gate in there as well. You heard that, didn't you? Maybe you didn't. Let's see.
Of me, and I push him away.
Noise gate, right there.
He blocks the door. He's like, are you okay? I'm like, no, I'm not okay. Get away from me. And he's like, well, let's calm down. I ran out and I jumped in my car. I was in a daze.
Tell me that's not fucked up.
It is fucked up. Yes. Yes.
Tell me that's not fucked up. That's either a woman sitting in a, because here's the thing. If you listen to YouTubers or you watch TV a lot, you know what you hear? When people breathe in.
Yeah.
And
Coughing,
when they breathe out.
farting, yes.
And another thing. You hear
I shall fart in your general direction, Riggs. Oh my God.
In and out. Even when I listen to audiobooks, I mean, if it's
Mm-hmm.
top-notch audiobook,
Mm-hmm.
you might hear nothing
Yep.
because they have the sound dampeners and they have a perfect studio. But if it's
Yeah, you still hear breathing, though, don't you? Or coughing. JLM is here. Good morning.
not
Good morning.
perfect, you hear people.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You hear something.
Right. Right. You're not wrong.
Something's wrong with this. Comments on this?
I mean, maybe it wasn't an AI performance, but it certainly was a performance. Somebody sat this woman down in a fucking clean room, dead room, designed for the purpose. So, yeah, a little hinky there. Little hinky.
I'm just going to read down through the comments. Let's see what everybody thinks. This is an AI recording, AI generated. Zero chance this is an AI. Not going to lie, this audio is suspect AF. Is this AI?
Mm-hmm. Pretty much, yeah.
Who is this friend in the other room? Did the person witness anything or any statements? Or does this person even exist?
We don't know, and we'll never know. It doesn't matter. Russell Brand pissed off the wrong people. Goldbug says, isn't it just an actor? Yeah, probably, yeah. Yeah, probably, yeah. Yeah, it could be, yeah. Go on.
Sounds like an AI, not detailed enough to be believed. Sounds like a fake report. Fake. Which ebook is this? I don't know what you mean. It does not sound scripted and read by an actress at all.
Really?
That may be sarcasm.
Fuck out of here. Come on now. Come on.
If you accuse someone by name, then you yourself need to give your name. As far as we know, this is a fake story with an AI-generated voice.
I mean, it could be that, as Goldbug said, maybe they hired an actress to go in there and read the words or something. Okay, yeah, I might believe that, sure, but it certainly is not the victim, alleged victim of this. So I guaranteed that.
Someone else says this is software and website. You can input the audio and tell if you have been AI generated. If no one attempts to debunk this audio with software, all the comments in this thread are simply speculation.
Yeah.
Someone else says the recording in general is speculation. Now, I'm pretty sure with all the software that's out there that someone can plug in.
Oh, you fucking know that. Come on. I could probably write some code this morning to figure this one out. But yeah, I hear you.
Someone can plug in kind of what she said and use different generators. And there's a lot of sleuths out there, and he has a lot of fans. The days of me believing automatically are over. They have been for a while. The days of me believing anything without proof are also over.
Yep.
And if that makes me a callous, hateful, awful man, because I don't want to believe a story that cannot be corroborated with no evidence and no supporting information from an unknown person, a faceless, unknown, nameless person from 2 decades ago or a decade ago, then you call me the worst names in the world. I'm seeing too many lives ruined by this stuff of everyday guys. And then when there's a coordinated effort to all of a sudden come forward after Russell Brand is a YouTuber, not when he was on BBC, not when he was in the movies, not when he was a nationally known comedian and maybe doing stuff on Netflix, then it wasn't important. But now that he's a wellness coach on YouTube, you feel like now's the important time to come forward? And these women happened to only decide to come forward after they were contacted by mainstream media, even though the mainstream media should not know any of these women even exist if they hadn't told anyone their stories. This is sus AF, as the young people like to say. And when I was going to do this video, I went for a drive. I had to run a couple of errands. Ironically, I had to go buy a lighter because I now have a fireplace to keep myself warm for the wintertime. And I went, hey, you know what? I'll light this up tonight and maybe test it out. And I don't have anything. I tried the battery on the steel wool. Unfortunately, I think they've changed steel wool, or at least the one I bought, because that didn't want to do crap. Sparked a little bit, but not enough. So I went down and get my lighter. I got a bite to eat and something to drink. And as I drove, I just got madder and madder and madder because I knew this was going to happen. And I've done videos on this stuff talking about it's going to happen. But I never thought, I thought they might make it sound like, you know, President Trump said, you know, something questionable or something kind of sketch that made people go.
But you know what they're doing now, though? Better Bachelor. They've got they've got Joe Rogan, AI Joe Rogan, talking about solar panels or some shit. They have an image of him, you know, a video. There's Joe Rogan, and then they got some audio that's not Joe Rogan. His lips don't match up, and it's like, you should buy solar panels because they're the best ever. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy what's going on.
I don't know about that. That's when you're coming out trying to ruin a man's life, career, his social media, everything about him, with nameless, faceless people with audio that sounds like AI. And they do have another audio recording here, and I'm not going to play it. Well, I'll play a second of it because it does sound natural.
Alice, huh?
I want you to hear what I think sounds like a natural voice.
Alice doesn't live here anymore.
He forced his penis down my throat, and I couldn't breathe. It was just choking me, and I couldn't breathe.
Right.
I was pushing him away, and he wasn't backing off at all.
Do you see how there's different inflection in that? I do believe this voice of quote unquote Alice is a real person. There's a problem though. And you can hear a little reverb and echo in the sound quality. There's a problem though. Who is Alice? Not a real name, no face. Yeah, it's a real voice. I could go to one of my
Alice doesn't live here anymore. Just
my female friends. Not that I
mean, here's the thing. I mean, you know, better, bad. We're at the end here, but the point is, and I think it's fair, and I think everyone will agree. If Russell Brand did horrible things to these women, he should go to jail and fucking rot there. But show me the proof. Show me something before we ruin this guy. If you have some proof, you have something, show us that. Now, have you heard of John Gameshi? This is a long story. We're not going to be able to get into the whole thing, but let's see what these the BBC in Canada see what they say. John Gameshi was a DJ in Canada, and he was accused by at least 4, 5, 6 different women of the same thing that Russell Brand is accused of. All this bad thing, you know, this bad stuff, right? And are we not on? Are we not live? Stop share. Oh, did I fuck it up? I'm sure. Oh, I did, didn't I? Yeah. Okay. Stop sharing. Yeah. Sorry. We'll go to this one. Hamster, you're stupid. Yes, you're right. I am. Okay. John Gameshi found not guilty. Okay. Share that one. So John Gameshi was accused by 5, 6, 7 different women of doing the same kind of shit that Russell Brand is being accused of today. Now, what happened with John Gameshi? Well, he's a white guy, so he's got it's not really a white guy, but okay. There he is, right there. There's John Gameshi, and that's his attorney.
Are you happy?
Is there anything that you would like to say now that you've been
Am I happy that I didn't get put in prison by false allegations? Yeah, I'd be fucking happy about that. Yep. So anyway, John Gameshi was a scumbag, fucking DJ, you know, big deal somewhere in Canada. And a lot of women wanted to fuck this guy for some fucking reason. I don't know why. You know, who knows the way women are. Yeah. Go ahead. But he's got white privilege, clearly. And, you know, that's why he got off, because, you know, he's a white guy or something, I guess. So it turns out, long story really short, these women that accuse this evil white man of doing all these horrible things to them, they coordinated some stuff. They talked to each other and they got their story straight about how, oh my God, he's evil and everything. And all this was brought out in court. He was found not guilty of this shit. Basically, this guy was attractive to women. They wanted to fuck this guy. And fuck, he did. Right? He had a lot of fucking relationships with a lot of different women because, you know, whatever.
Are you happy?
So, in Canada, because of John Ghomeshi, see, there's a lot of little different things going on in this thing, right? John Ghomeshi had text messages. He had emails. He had videos. He had all of these things proving that he did not do these things to these women. It was a consensual thing. And so what did the government of Canada do, do you think? Hey, what do you think they did? They changed the fucking law. So in cases after John Ghomeshi, they changed the law that says you cannot automatically introduce text messages. You cannot automatically produce and include in your case video, email, evidence. Canada Bill C-51. Look it up. The John Ghomeshi law. This guy was not convicted because he had the fucking receipts. So, what do the Canadian feminists do? Lobby for a law so this man cannot have the goddamn receipts. If you think I'm kidding, look it up. Canada Bill C-51. You cannot automatically introduce evidence if you're accused of rape in Canada. That is the fucking law today. On the other side, Russell Brand, accused by anonymous people, anonymous things, no police reports, nothing, barely a hospital report, and they want to put him in fucking jail. Do you see what's happening here? Do you? All right. I got to go get some more beer. See you guys later. Thanks for coming by. All right. Have a good morning. Bye.